Hi friends, how are ya? Welcome back to my channel for a get ready with me video. It's been a while since I've done just a get ready with me and kind of update you on what I typically do every day in terms of hair and makeup. I have like a quick makeup routine, a medium, little more done up, but still relatively easy makeup routine, and then like an all out one. We're gonna be doing the middle, like not the 5-minute makeup, but not the all out makeup. Just kind of like every day wanna feel a little bit more put together kind of makeup. And how I style my hair day 4, I think I'm on, what I typically do to refresh my not so clean hair. So let's get into it. I will see if I can link as many of these products that I use as possible down below, but we're gonna start with makeup. I do have a couple little friends visiting this week, so that'll be extra fun. Let's get into it. First and foremost, always start with sunscreen. Lately, I've been using this Elta MD sunscreen. I initially found it from a dermatologist quite a while ago, and I was like, I want to play around with more sunscreens, see what I really like. So I revisited this one and I forgot how much I love it. Applies very easily under makeup and foundation. So I have really, truly been enjoying it. I need to warn you, I do a lot of things with my hands. I just like don't like brushes. I feel like things blend easier with the warmth of your hands. So I use a lot of hands. So for foundation, I love both of these. This is my thing. These are clearly worn. So the Glossier Skin Tint I love the consistency of, but it doesn't have much coverage at all. It just has a nice dewy base. Boerne This Way has great coverage, but by itself, for me, it's a little too drying and can read a little bit cakey. So what I do every single day is I mix about 50-50. So I do about 50% of the Glossier Skin Tint that's on my fingers, and then I will mix a pump or two, I'm almost out of this, of the shade Snow from Too Faced Boerne This Way. This is what it looks like. It's a little bit messy, but I just try to give it a nice little blend, and I will just kind of disperse this around my face with my fingers and in a very non-professional way, blend it out almost like a sunscreen, like a moisturizer. Okay, and I always kind of try to pat to make sure that it's everywhere it needs to be. Then, staying on trend, I've been using the Boerne This Way concealer for honestly years, and I typically only use it under my eyes and then any spots I might have. A little bit under my eyes, and then I have a friend here, and here, and here, and a couple little spots down here. And yet again, I use my finger and I just kind of try to pat blend this in as much as possible. If it's a lot, I will use a beauty blender, but just kind of slowly work this in all around my face. So that has been pretty well blended out, and I will set basically only under my eyes. I like my makeup to be as dewy and glowy as possible, so I use as little setting powder as possible. This actually was sent to me by Chloe Wynn. This is Laura Mercier, the Translucent Loose Setting Powder, and this thing has lasted me a long time. It's big. So I normally just take the remnants on the lid and will just very lightly set underneath my eyes. And that's that. Moving on to eyebrows, I have been using the Merit Brow Stick ever since we did the Merit review. If you haven't seen that, it's unsponsored. I will link it down below. I've been using brown. I don't see a huge difference between brown and blonde, and it's just easy. Do I think it's the best? No. I do think my eyebrows look best when I lightly kind of fill them in with a pencil, but I've gotten to the slightly more lazy phase of doing my makeup. So I normally just run this through my brow, and I'll go against the grain of the hair too to really coat it. And this does a good job of kind of filling them in, but not of holding them. So I always make sure to follow up with a brow gel as well. My best friend Kaylee, who's a total makeup guru, told me to get this Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel, and I've rebought it multiple times and I love it, and I actually just ran out. And the other day I was like, can it really be that different from the $4 e.l.f. brow gel at Target? So I rebought this, and it actually is different. I don't know how brow gels can be so different, but this does a really good job of just like keeping everything in place. In the meantime, I've just been using the $4 brow gel from e.l.f. just to kind of brush these guys into place. I brush upward and then I get these little guys because I don't like the very like laminated brow look. I know it's very in right now, but it's just not me. So I get these guys to stay down and brows are done. Eyeshadow, I am so lazy. I'm like a one and done kind of gal. And I get a lot of these little palettes in subscription boxes and things like that. I actually might have bought this one at Nordstrom's Rack. Nordstrom's Rack has very good little eyeshadow palettes on sale all the time. This is by Bare Minerals. It's the Latte eyeshadow palette. And these top four I go for all the time. I like anything that is neutral, a little bit gold, a little bit pink, and has a little bit of a shimmer. So a lot of the times I'll just use something like this, just quick and easy with it. Mostly, if anything, it makes the concealer that kind of gets on my eyelids not crease. And that's the primary purpose. I do think it adds a little bit of pop and a little bit of warmth, but I know girls can take 20 minutes on their eyeshadow, and that is all I do. Done. I go through phases of loving eyeliner and hating eyeliner, and right now I have been using Latisse for the very first time, and it is really working on like half of my eyelashes. So I feel like half my eyelashes are popping and half look extra stubby in comparison. So in this transition period, I have been using like as thin of eyeliner as possible. I got this forever ago, I think in a subscription box, and every time I try to say it, I say this brand so wrong. So maybe I shouldn't even attempt, but I really, really like this. It's just a felt tip type of eyeliner. I get as close to my mirror as possible, pull this bad boy up here, and I try to do as thin of a line as humanly possible. Some days it ends up thicker than I want it to, but I don't want it to be super obvious I'm wearing eyeliner. I just want it to kind of like fill in my lash line, if that makes sense. And per usual, it ended up a lot thicker than I wanted it to be. That's real life. So the three mascaras I go between are the Merit mascara, very lengthening, but not very volumizing. I do this on the days I like have a real no makeup look. I really like this Grande Lash mascara. I have nothing bad to say about it, but my go-to forever has been the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. I think it does a really good job of volumizing and lengthening. So I spend a little bit of time really just trying to shimmy this through my eyelashes because I hate nothing more than clumpy lashes. So I go slow and I shimmy around to try to get these eyelashes as separated as possible. And I have noticed it does not really work with this mascara to like come back and do a second coat. You kind of have to do one eye at a time, and then when you're done, you're done. I keep meaning to buy an eyelash curler. I know it would make my eyelashes pop so much more, but it's something that I just always forget to get whenever I'm out at the store or even at a place like Sephora or Ulta. I just never think about it. Now that's left is a couple skin things. Sometimes I will use the Ilia bronzer if I want a more bronzy look, or I will use the Merit Raspberry Beret cheek color if I want a more blushy look. The Ilia bronzer I love the color of. It's a very natural warm color. My only issue with it is the powder doesn't seem to be very pressed, is the best way I can explain it. It's pretty messy and a lot comes out onto the brush even if you just lightly tap it. I always heat up my cream products when it's cold. It's a little cold today. It helps them apply easier. So I just kind of dab this along my cheeks. And lately I have also been putting a little on my finger and taking it up the bridge of my nose. I think it gives it a little bit more of that like natural blushed sun-kissed look. And this is something I will use a beauty blender for, just kind of tapping this out and blending this up along where the sun would naturally hit on my cheeks. Give it a little bit of that natural flush. I know I say this all the time, but I truly do prefer cream products over powder products for the face. I think it has more of a natural glow and it wears better throughout the day, and it's much harder to make it look cakey. I have been using the Merit Bounce, which is like their highlighter. It's very similar to Glossier's highlighter, which I think is a little bit thicker. This feels more oily and this feels more of like a thick, almost kind of like glue stick. So I apply this on the top of my cheekbone. I apply this, the more the merrier, because I like glowy, dewy for sure. And then I'll put a little on my finger and do under my brow bone, my Cupid's bow, and sometimes even the tip of my nose. Glowy, 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 glowy. Love it. And last but not least, I get asked all the time what lip color I'm wearing, and I just switch between clear glosses often. This guy's beat up, but this is the Summer Fridays Lip Balm Butter, and it is amazing. It's very thick. It lasts all day. It's kind of sticky in a good way, but the container needs some help because it's just very messy. But this is what I do instead of any lipstick or anything almost every single day. And last but not least, I got this Glow Mist by Pixi. I think they have it at Target and places like that. I got it from Skin Store. And I just do this as the final step of glow. And it just feels good, honestly. And that is my everyday makeup. Now we need to attack the hair. So like I said, it has been about 4 days since I last washed my hair, and what I do when I'm getting ready in the morning is I put a little bit of water on my hands and I just kind of run it over my roots like this, because normally when I sleep, I wake up like this, and brush it out and then put it in a low pony as it dries. It's not quite dry yet, but it'll do. I'm going to grab my hair products and let's get into refreshing my day 4 hair like I do almost every day of the week. So the first thing I do every single day, I probably honestly use too much of this, but I cannot get away with washing my hair every 5 to 6 days without overloading on dry shampoo. This is the Batiste dry shampoo. I've talked about it before. I have cleaner options that I use often, like Pros or Hair Story. These are all much cleaner, but this is just so affordable and it smells really clean, so you win some, you lose some. But I start by sectioning off my hair and giving this a little spritz. I try to keep it not too close so I don't accidentally give myself white patches. Just like you're shampooing your hair in the shower, I work it through all of my roots as much as possible. Then I honestly don't recurl all the pieces of my hair. I don't section it off and curl them properly like I would the first day. I just mostly take probably 4 pieces on each side from the top, and I recurl them, and I make sure to leave the end out. That's like an important tip I learned from my hairstylist friend. Do not curl the ends of your hair. Let this set till it feels warm, pull it out, and then I repeat. And like I said, probably 4 or 5 pieces from the top on each side. I'll just add a few curls back in, but I won't be too particular about getting those under pieces at all. Alas, I look like a character from an 1800s piece. The perfect ringlets. Usually what I would do is set my curls with a little bit of hairspray. This is the Garnier Fructix Sleek and Shine, also because it's affordable and at Target, but it's empty. So I'm going to be using the R&Co Trophy Shine and Texture Spray. It's okay. It's overpriced. It smells really good, but just a little bit of this through the curls. I brush it out with my fingers. Sometimes I will bring in the big boy brush, especially at the ends. Rough that up as much as possible. They kind of fall throughout the day. So typically an hour or 2 after I style my hair is when it starts looking good, in my opinion. And I finish up with the Olaplex number 7 bonding oil. This stuff smells delicious as well. It's very lightly scented, but it just smells really good. And I warm it up in my palms of my hands. A little bit goes a long way, so I think that bottle's gonna last me my whole life. And I just run it through the ends. Gives it a little sheen, and I think it makes my hair look pretty healthy, which I appreciate. And then that is it. That is what I typically do every single day. All in all, my makeup takes me about anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how distracted I am. And my hair takes me about another 10 to 15, depending on how many extra little curls I throw into the top. I hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know if you like this type of video. Like I said, I will try to hunt down as many of these products as possible, and I will link them down below. If there's any other kind of fun, sit down, chatty, beauty type videos that you would like, let me know. I love these types of things. I'm always a little intimidated to do them because I am not the best at makeup, but I am realistic at makeup. So I'm hoping that that's a selling point. I love y'all with my whole heart. I hope you have the best rest of your day, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.
So give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more time. talking to you, and here we go again. Staying up all night to see if you've been texting me. Where do we go from here?